At the beginning of the movie, we see three young adults, Haley, her boyfriend Josh, and her sister Sienna heading to the woods for a 3-day camping trip. Haley reminisces how this place had inspired her to become a paramedic. Sienna isn't thrilled, but tags along since Haley has worked very hard to help her with her addiction issues. While the couple gets cozy in their tent, Sienna wanders off through the forest to see if she can get better cell reception. That is when she comes across a giant mothership afloat over the city. She screams for the couple to come join her, and they are all stunned as they witness the mothership dumping white powder over the city. Sienna tries calling her friend, but when she answers, someone screams at the other end, and the line drops. Just then, the trio hears a high-pitched blaring noise from the alien ship, so intense that it ultimately causes them all to pass out. In the next scene, Haley wakes up to find herself on the forest floor with Josh and Sienna in the dark of the night. Josh suggests using the car radio, and they return to their campsite to pack their belongings. Suddenly, they hear a distant whoosh, followed by Air Force jets bombing the city. Sienna begs to return home, but Haley realizes that the woods are as safe as it gets since the city is being bombed. She asks Josh and Sienna to bring lighter fluid from the car so she can set up fire. Josh figures out his car is dead, just like Sienna's phone. He grabs some supplies from the trunk, and as the two start walking toward the campsite, they hear a mysterious sound nearby. Unable to see anything, they return to Haley. As they sit around the campfire, Sienna notices some movement nearby. Assuming it to be an animal, she checks with a flashlight, but to her horror, there's a woman with demonic eyes growling at them. She starts crawling toward them threateningly, while Josh asks the girls to get behind him. When the woman becomes motionless, Josh tries to check her pulse, but she attacks him when he gets up close. Josh kicks her away, and she lets out a ferocious growl, which is answered by multiple growls from the woods. The trio realizes that they are surrounded by such zombie-like creatures, so they instantly start packing their tents and leave. After a while, Josh asks Haley for a break, since they are all tired and hungry, but she thinks it would just endanger their lives. They come across a clear path, and Sienna revolts that she can't go any further. Just then, a nearby human voice scares Haley and Josh. The stranger suggests they get away from the woods as fast as they can because the zombies are lurking everywhere. He introduces himself as Liam, and looking at the trio, he offers them shelter at his holiday house. Asking them to be as discreet as possible, he leads them through the forest, hoping to get ahead of the creatures. Hungry and exhausted, the trio follows him, but they slow down when they notice those zombies. When a possessed soldier starts walking toward them from a distance, Liam asks them all to turn around, but the zombies catch their scent and start chasing them. Josh stumbles, but Liam grabs Haley's hiking stick and stabs the creature, killing it before it could hurt Josh. The two other zombies scream toward the sky, while Liam and the others escape. A few moments later, when they are in the clear, Sienna breaks down, since this is all too much for her. While the guys figure out their route on the map, Haley solaces Sienna, and they continue their journey through the woods. On the way, Liam sets out some rules for Haley and the others. Since it's his house, they will have to agree with what he says. They will have to share the supplies, and no one can access his tent, especially Sienna. Haley finds these terms weird, but they accept and carry on. As night falls, they notice a helicopter flying above them. Josh quickly asks Haley for the flare lights and rushes to find a clearing. Liam rushes after Josh upon realizing he's missing, while Haley leaves Sienna in charge of their bags and follows them. However, it is too late as Josh has already lit the flare. Liam tackles him to the ground to knock the smoke signal away. Suddenly, Josh becomes excessively aggressive and starts strangling Liam. Just then, Haley knocks him over, breaking the scuffle. Furious, Liam yells that they are on their own and walks away. Haley confronts Josh, but he confesses that it wasn't in his control. He was in another realm. They look at his wound, and Josh suggests he should leave since his skin is beginning to change. However, Haley disagrees, and they rush back into the woods. As Liam grabs the food supplies and starts to walk away, Sienna pleads with him not to leave them stranded. He agrees, and using makeshift torches, he guides the trio through the forest. Eventually, they reach a tunnel of an old army compound, which is the only way for them to get across. Once they get to Liam's hideout, he asks them to set up their tents and settle in. While the trio is warming up around the fire, Sienna freaks out when she notices the modeling on Josh's hand. Haley calms her down because she does not want Liam to find out. As she promises to take care of things if Josh turns into those zombie-like creatures, Liam hears the commotion and comes out of his tent to check on them. He tosses an old radio toward Josh to see if he can fix it. The morning after, Haley goes by the water stream, but once she fills the bottle, she notices that the water is contaminated. Meanwhile, Liam finds Sienna alone, and he pretends to take a pill, coaxing urging her to take one too. She does not notice when Liam secretly throws away his pill while Sienna gets high. Later, Josh is wandering around when he finds Sienna slow dancing by herself. Noticing him, she pulls him in an embrace. Moments later, Haley walks in and gets upset finding them together. When she senses that Sienna isn't her usual self, she examines her and realizes that she is high. She storms off to confront Liam, who believes Sienna's withdrawal would have killed her faster than the creatures. Haley warns him to stay away from her sister and throws the contaminated water bottle at Liam, asking him to find them a source of the drinkable water. Since she can't leave Sienna alone, Haley asks Josh to accompany Liam and then warns him to be wary of him, since she does not trust Liam. On the other hand, Liam gets frustrated since Haley ruined his plans with Sienna, so he grabs his gun and some bottles before heading out of his tent. When the guys leave, Haley discovers Sienna in Liam's tent with a bottle of alcohol, so she snatches it away from her. Sienna becomes aggressive and hits Haley. As Sienna grabs Haley's neck, Haley feels she has no choice but to put Sienna in a chokehold until she passes out. Later, when Sienna wakes up, Haley tells her that she no longer wants to be involved in this situation because Sienna prioritizes drugs every time. In the next scene, while Liam and Josh are headed toward the stream, Liam picks up a fight. Josh does not retaliate and asks Liam to take care of Haley and Sienna if anything were to happen to him. They make it to the stream and luckily the water is clear, so they start filling their bottles. Suddenly, Josh notices a wounded woman sitting still against a tree nearby, so the two quietly approach her. They are shocked to see a wound on her head, but no blood. The men quickly return to the stream to fill their bottles and leave. When Josh lets out a painful grunt, picking up the bag with his injured hand, Liam offers to look, but Josh pushes him away. On their way back, Josh and Liam are ambushed by the zombies. While Josh tackles two of them, the third one attacks Liam and tries to kill him by crushing his forehead, just like the woman from the stream. Seeing this, three other zombies kneel nearby, waiting for Liam to be killed. Liam yells for help, but Josh finds himself back in another realm. He musters all his strength to return into reality and slits the creature's throat before it can kill Liam. Seeing this, the other creatures rise and chase Liam and Josh, who run through the woods, until they are surrounded by hundreds of zombies. They fight them off, but suddenly Josh is compelled to stop Liam from using his gun. While Liam is confused, a demonic-eyed zombie walks toward them, with her extraterrestrial finger pointed out to kill Liam. Josh is unable to resist the control over him, but somehow he manages to fight back and stab the creature, giving Liam enough time to shoot it at point blank. When they find a good hiding spot, Liam points his gun at Josh, since he has figured out that Josh is infected. In the next scene, Haley and Sienna are sitting silently around a campfire. Suddenly, Liam storms into the hideout aggressively and heads directly to his tent, leaving Haley worried about Josh. Just then, Josh walks in, telling her that Liam knows the truth. While Haley helps Josh into the tent to rest, Sienna walks into Liam's tent and persuades him to have drugs and sex. After some time, Haley looks at Josh desperately while he murmurs and twitches in delusion. Seeing his state, Haley takes their backpack and water bottle and leaves the tent so she can hide them in a safe spot. When she returns, the tent is wide open and there is no sign of Josh. Seeing this, Haley rushes to Liam's tent and asks the two to help her find him. They look around and Sienna eventually finds Josh, but he is too far gone. With Liam's help, Sienna brings Josh to the hideout, and on Haley's insistence, they bring him inside Liam's tent to keep him warm and awake. Liam grabs his gun since he knows Josh is gone, but Sienna begs him to let Haley say goodbye. Begrudgingly, Liam agrees to wait for an hour until he shoots Josh. It's time. Haley doesn't leave Josh's side, so Liam ties her up and gags her, while he injects Josh with a drug so he can die. Meanwhile, Sienna discovers the supplies bag that Haley had hidden. Believing that Haley wanted the supplies for herself, Sienna barges into the tent and strikes Haley with her flashlight, knocking her unconscious. In the next scene, Haley wakes up to a clanking noise while something moves the tent structure. When she comes to her senses, she is terrified to realize that Josh is banging his head against a pipe to kill himself. In a whisper, he asks Haley to help him, but with two more blows, he cracks open his skull and dies. Grief washes over Haley, but shortly after, she is shocked to see that Josh starts twitching and moving, with his eyes all black like those creatures. He sets himself free and drags himself over to Haley. Much to her surprise, he sets her free, so she runs out of the tent, urging Sienna to leave with her. However, Liam holds Haley at gunpoint, offering her as bait for Josh. Shortly after, a growling Josh, covered in his blood, walks out of the tent like a zombie. Haley reminds Sienna that she hid the supplies for her so she could still survive. Before Liam can shoot Haley, Sienna Sienna stabs Liam with a syringe and grabs Haley so they can leave. Meanwhile, Josh approaches Liam and kills him by poking a hole in his forehead. As they continue to run, Sienna finally exhausts herself and stops. When Haley sits down beside her, Sienna realizes that her sister has always been there for her, so she resumes the journey. A few moments later, a creature with alien appendages finds and chases them, until he attacks Sienna first and then Haley. Suddenly, Haley finds herself in another realm where she embraces Sienna and Josh. In the following scene, Haley awakens on the forest floor, only to discover Sienna lying dead nearby. Overcome with grief, she gently leans Sienna against a tree, kisses her goodbye, and continues searching for a way out, despite her injuries. Eventually, she reaches the water's edge, where she spots helicopters and Navy ships on the horizon. At last, she knows she is safe. With that, the movie ends. Thanks for watching White Sky. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. See you next time.
Welcome, sci-fi fans. Futurist Flicks is thrilled to launch our exclusive membership program designed for loyal fans like you. By joining, you'll unlock early access to recap videos, unseen recap videos, raffle prizes, free merch giveaways, exclusive content and behind-the-scenes insights, access to community events, live streams, and Q&A sessions. Join the Cosmic Crew today and get instant access to exclusive perks. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more intergalactic adventures.